Yeah, I never really thought about the idea of being wise or knowledgeable until I obtained knowledge. So throughout the course of my life, I've been bottom of the barrel, a knucklehead to a degree. I never really had a sense of direction. I never really had a path I wanted to embark on in life. I didn't even understand what purpose was. Was it even important? This is my philosophy on life. And I hope that it'll help you. And I'll start with purpose because it's everyone's question. What's my purpose? I hate it. Yeah, and you always hear me talk about this. I hate it. I hate purpose. It's so stupid. The more you try to look for your purpose, the more you end up in this never-ending hamster wheel. As if you're meant to do something here. We are all here and we all have the same purpose. It's to exist, create, experience, connect, and die. That's our purpose. You have to focus on your mission and your goal. Be mission oriented. Be mission oriented. You have a gift which will help you identify your mission. And so everyone has a gift, whether you think you don't or whether you think you have nothing. You're blessed with something. If you're good at video games, that's your gift. If you're a great fighter, that's your gift. If you're a great vocalist, you have a gift. If you have a different voice, that's your gift. If you're strong, that's your gift. You have a gift. What are you good at? What's something about you where when you do it, everyone's so surprised. And to you, it's just, what are you talking about? This is normal to me. You have a gift. And when you can identify that gift, your job is to say, okay, this may be my gift. Now I have to enter the chambers of isolation and solitude, and I have to meticulously craft this gift, build it to become the most perfected thing that it can become. In this chamber, you are the molder, the wielder. You call the shots. And if you can perfect this gift, or at least scale it and make it better, you will embark on your mission when you ask one question, which is, how can I show this to the world? Give this to the world. If you are amazing at writing and your calligraphy is wonderful, or let's say you're an artist and you draw beautifully, in the chambers of solitude and isolation, mold it, practice it again and again and again. And then finally, when you think it's worthy and it's good and you show people and they're like, my gosh, that's beautiful. You ask, okay, now how can I give this to the world? How can I show this to the world? And you'll embark on your mission, man. If you're an artist, you'll find a way to show your art to the world and you'll get demand for it. Can I please purchase it? Boom, boom, boom. So now you've taken your gift. Not only can you make a living off your gift, but now you can do something you enjoy. And I'm completely against that, by the way. At 18, when I joined the military and I got out and I had all these dreams and aspirations, I ended up scrubbing toilets at a gym and delivering food on the side. And from there, I learned how to sell, and then I saw an opportunity with a small business at the time, Brother Cosmetics, and from there, I was able to kind of scale myself, and I went through a lot of ups and downs. There was no doing what I loved. I was selling nail products. I'm a grown man talking about nails. There's no love there. There's no passion there. But at the time, I had to say, okay, well, pride doesn't pay the freaking bills. I can't be prideful and take care of my mother. I'm completely against this idea that you have to do what you love. I dislike it so much because to me, it doesn't matter. If you're in the early stages, you're going to do exactly what you hate, right? If you're in your early stages, you're going to do something that you dislike. You're going to feel like, dude, this is what my life has summed up. Like, this is the sum of my life. Like, this is what it's came down to. This? Yes, for now. You have to look long. And I'm 100%, I'm a believer in looking long, not looking short. When you look short, you make impulsive decisions. When you look short, you'll trip, you'll stumble, and you'll fall. When you look long, you understand that stumbling and falling is literally part of the process, and in the long run, you'll be standing high. I don't believe in doing what you love. If you have the luxury, good, keep doing it. I'm talking to the people like myself who don't have the luxury, who have to go wake up at 5 and unload trucks and then go to the second job and sell memberships and start from scratch and barely scrap a living and take care of, their people. I'm talking to those people. I don't love what I do. I work at a gym. I sell memberships. I just got done with more interviews today. I told you guys before, if you're starting from scratch, get as many jobs as you can and suffer in the short run. And my gosh, don't spend unless you need to survive, right? And I practice what I preach. There's no love there. I don't like it. But I have to do it. So please, if looking for your purpose worked for you, good, keep doing it. It didn't work for me. What worked for me was identifying my gift. And so you're probably asking, well, what's your gift? I don't know, man. I assume that it has to do something with my persona. Because this is a big what the fuck, right? 6-foot Vietnamese dude with a deep voice. It's a sore thumb. Where can I take this? Who knows? Hopefully I can take it somewhere. That's my gift. So I spend a lot of time reading. I mean, look at all these books I have just lined up. I spend a lot of time reading, man. Like a lot. And I do that because the more knowledge I gain, the more I can teach. If I stop learning, then I won't be able to teach you guys anything anymore. So I have to keep learning. I have to keep learning. I have to keep experiencing so I can share my experiences with you so that you don't have to feel the way I felt. So that maybe perhaps your journey can just be a lot better than mine. We can start there with purpose, man. You guys know I completely dislike it. That doesn't matter. Like, you have to do things in life, and there's times where you're gonna be around knuckleheads and you're just gonna be at work and you're just kind of listening to a conversation and you're like, how are these people worried about that right now? Like, you're literally here trying to figure out how you're gonna take care of your family, and then people are just talking about some nonsense, and then to them, you're gonna be like, oh, he thinks he's so good, he's so arrogant, he's so full of himself. Damn it. Okay, maybe I am. And what? You can't tell dreams to small people, because to them it's not goals, aspirations, or dreams. To them it's just you boasting. Small minds can never comprehend big dreams. To them it's not even possible. That's why it's a dream to them. To you it's a goal, to them it's a dream. Be careful who you tell stuff to. I remember working at a few places and I tell them my goals. I'm like, I can't, you know what? Have you ever thought about this? Because I love talking about business. I like talking about stuff like that. I like talking about what you can do in life. I'm like, well, have you thought about doing this? And they're like, no, I'm in school. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'll talk to the next person. No, I'm in school. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the same thing, because the system kind of programs you to behave that way. If you have no idea what you want to do, if you have no sense of identity, the system will give you one. And your identity will be school. Oh, I'm going to be a nurse. And so you're not even a human with a name anymore. You become a nurse. Do I think it's bad? No. I mean, they keep the economy alive, right? We need more of them. I didn't want that for my life. I wanted to do something big. And it was because I was so insecure, and I just wanted everyone to respect me, and I wanted to prove everyone wrong at one point in my life. And I just wanted people to give me my flowers, and I wanted people to hear my story. But now I've been such a terrible man in my life, and I've been so screwed up, and I've hurt so many people, and I've hurt myself in so many ways, and I've destroyed people that didn't deserve it, and I've been so inferior that now all my aspirations. I just want to look in the mirror, accomplish whatever I want to accomplish, so I can look in the mirror and say, "You're not too bad after all, huh, Thompson?" Like, it's for me now. Just so I know that I'm worthy enough to raise a boy, a daughter, so I don't end up like my father. That's like the worst fear I have, so I'm gonna end up just like him. Being unable to take care of a family, making his wife bring home the money, abusing his wife, traumatizing his children. Like, I don't want to be that type of man. And I'm so scared that, what if I do end up like him? I'm very practical and realistic, which is so annoying because I hated that word, be realistic, earlier. I hated it. But life, every time in life where I thought I was up, life just knocked me down. I'm like, okay. And I just had to accept it. So now I'm very practical. I'm just real. It's like, hey, yeah, I want it, and I'm gonna do everything I can to get it. Or I'm gonna try my best at least. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Now that's my approach to everything. Whatever I want to do, I have it. It's a clear vision. And I have an idea of how to get there. I have a roadmap that I kind of drew out. And I'm gonna embark on it, but if it doesn't go my way, fuck. Oh well. Because there's been so many times where I thought I had to go right, but I was forced to go left, and if I went right, I would have died. I'm not the best judge of what's best for me. Something beyond me is the best judge of that, not me. I'm only human. What the fuck do I know? And that's where we get into faith, right, and hope. Every single human has this idea that they don't know anything, and they don't know anything beyond here. And they have a thought like, there is something beyond here, but I don't know. And the idea of us not knowing something is very strange because it's like, it makes us uncomfortable. And technically, or humans we don't enjoy uncomfortability. We like to seek comfort. We do well in comfort. Naturally, we just go towards comfort. And so the idea of not knowing is very uncomfortable. That's why people believe in God. People believe in higher powers and source and the universe and stuff like that. It gives them hope. And when you exist in this bubble of hope for long enough, it becomes faith. It's no longer hope. It's real. Like, it's your belief. And if someone dares strip it from you, they're basically saying, I'm going to strip away the thing that gives you meaning. That's why we believe in stuff. I believe in God. I look back on my track record of my life, and it's hard not to believe in God. Some things just happen in ways where I can't believe how it happened. And I tell this story all the time about how when I was with the small business, it was operated by two people, me and another person. When we were going through it, I had to make a sacrifice, and I had to accept that I am going to eat shit and eat dust. And I would sleep at the warehouse, and I wouldn't shower for up to 3 days because I didn't have enough gas to put into my cars to drive home to shower, and so I had to shower at the gym because it was the closest thing nearby. And at the time, I would wonder why I have to go through this, but I had to. It was necessary. And at that time, I didn't think I was going to be there. I wasn't 16. I dreamt about being a part of the industry where we sell nail products, but I had to learn those lessons. So long as you don't die and you draw breath, then it's okay. Like, that's literally my philosophy. If I still draw breath, I will be okay. I have a chance tomorrow, and I have tomorrow. And if I don't have tomorrow, even better, because now nothing matters anyways. I'm dead. I'm in the ground. Bye-bye. None of it. Not the car, the money, the accomplishments, nothing. I'm dead. So it's what gives me peace. I'm not afraid of death, but I'm more afraid that if I die and I'm afraid that I won't be able to live up to my fullest potential. And that scares the living shit out of me, man, because if I could have been something like Tony Robbins, if I could have been like Jordan B. Peterson, if I could have been one of the greatest, and I couldn't amount to that because I was just too weak. I'm like, damn, I could have, but I just couldn't pull through. And what helps me pull through is in moments where I have days where I just don't feel good, I say, I still draw breath. Let's attack again tomorrow. You have tomorrow. Let's do better tomorrow. What lessons did you learn? Can we try again tomorrow? I'm firm on this idea that we are not the best judge of what's best for us. No matter what we think or no matter how much we know, we don't know everything. If I told you to build a perfect game plan day by day of how your life is going to go for the next 15 years, do you think it'll go that way? No. Life will steer you in another direction. And sometimes you can't fight that current. Because the more you try to fight it, the more you'll embark on the wrong path. Life makes no mistakes. Nature will behave in one way, and that's forward. Time will behave how she has always behaved. So will nature. Time will strip away all the pain and leave you with a scar, just a memory. And nature will guide you, redirect you towards a path where, hey, you are meant to be here. Why? You won't know until you look back. And you cannot look back until you go through it. And so you have to wait till that time comes so that you can look back and say, that is why. And it's tough because we always want the answers. We want this, we want the certainty, but there is no certainty. And the only certainty is that we will die. Am I saying that if you give it 100% your all, you won't get where you want to get? No, like you will, but not the way you think you'll get there. Because life doesn't behave that way. You have lessons that you have to learn, and you can't learn it by following your blueprint of life. You will learn it by allowing life to just direct you. She knows all. Nature knows all. God knows all. Let them guide you. Let them direct you. Let that source of energy, that life force that dwells amongst you and dwells amongst every living organism that walks, breathes, lives, and moves on this physical plane of existence, let that force guide you. Let that force take you, but you have to have discernment. You have to be aware enough and mindful enough to pick up on these signs because they're subliminal. These signs are not a whisper and a noise that would be like, go left. No, it'll be a conversation you have with somebody repetitively. It'll be a feeling you get repetitively. It'll be an idea that can't leave your head. It'll be something that you hear from so many people that tell you the same thing. And it's not going to go your way. Sometimes it's tough because we want things to go our way. But it can't happen that way. Because if things went your way, how screwed up would you be? At 18, if all of us got what we wanted, which was $1 million, where would we be? I wasn't ready for that type of money at 18. If I was handed $1 million, I would have screwed my life up. I was not ready for that type of money. I would have fell into drugs, man, or something. You have lessons to learn. And the reason your life isn't going the way you want it to, or the reason why you keep experiencing the same things, is because you have not learned the lesson. Once you learn it, you'll see things will change radically, like immensely, like it will change. And then you'll kind of move on to the next level, like a video game, because you completed the quest and you got what you had to receive and acquire. If you're stuck in the same loop, there's a lesson you haven't learned yet. Sometimes it's not the world's problem. It's an us problem, a me problem. I don't like blaming the world I don't like blaming my lack of resources or my upbringing for the terrible situation I was in. I hate it. that means my situation and my upbringing and my lack of resources has all the power. I don't like that. I want the power to be right here. I want to be able to call the shots to a degree. I'm completely okay with my shots missing, but I want to call them at least. And so I always say it's my fault for everything. That gives me enough power to say, okay, since it's my fault, I can definitely take accountability and take action. In life, you're going to meet a lot of knuckleheads, man. And you have to think back on a time when you weren't so different from them. Perhaps there was a time where you were also a knucklehead. Remember that time? Remember how you made people around you feel? So give them a little bit of patience because it's not their time yet. They still have a long way to go, and so do you. We're never fully developed. At 88, you'll learn some things, and so at 89, you'll behave differently. We're never fully developed. We don't know it all. We may know enough now to give us some guidance so that we don't stumble and fall, but we don't know it all. And there are lessons that we still haven't learned, and we still have to go through certain things. And I believe all that's preordained. I believe it shall happen exactly how it shall happen. And we are only in control minimally. The amount of control we have is so small. In a time like this, it's not difficult to win. People don't even try because they're afraid. And so if you just try, you will be better than 99% of people. And then when people do try, they give up once they fail. And so if you fail and you just try one more time, you will do better than all of them. You'll try and fail, and you get to tell that story. Or you'll try and you'll win, and you get to tell that story. It's a shame for you to grow old and have no stories to tell. That's the beauty of life, is to tell stories. Life is a story. We listen to people, we hear their experiences, we're like, wow. We get mind blown, we're fascinated. Wow, what a story. You have a story to tell. You're not done. And so do things that makes your story even better. Think of your life as a book. And the more things you go through, the better the book gets. Because the reader will just be like, oh my gosh. I get it, man. You know, it's kind of why I do this stuff. It's kind of why I make this content. Because I get it. I've been there. I remember just holding the pistol in my hand, and with my thumb, I would flip the safety on and off. I would just say, what if? You know, and I would just point it this way. And then I'd just say, what if? I was just too weak. I couldn't do it. I would go to sleep saying, I really hope I don't wake up tomorrow. I hope somehow I have a freaking heart attack and I don't wake up tomorrow. It was tough, man. Ooh, it was brutal. I don't ever want to remember those moments. It was tough, right? And so you're not alone. Like, I've been there. Like, I really get it. I get ridiculed all the time. I get judged all the time. But it's a part of doing something great. You can't do something great, and you can't be someone magnificent, and you can't be spectacular if you're not going to get ridiculed, because there's too many people that are the same. And so the sheep that looks different, the black sheep, will get ridiculed by the rest because you are different. You're different. And the truth is, they don't understand you, and they don't know you, and they don't know your story. That's why they hate, because hate comes from people that are standing very, very far from you. If they knew your story and they experienced your life and they took a step in your shoes and they were able to walk how you walk, then they would not. They would not hate you. If I hate you, it's because I know nothing about you and I don't care to understand you. That's why I would hate you. So if you ever get if you ever get judged, just say, they don't know me. It's okay. And if they did, their heart would soften because it has not been easy, right? When you're young, you have no value either. And that's even tougher because you're like, well, what can I give to the world? I remember being that way. I had nothing to give to the world, nor my people or the people I cared about. So I really had to work and develop myself, man. In a lot of areas of human endeavor, I had to really mold and craft myself to become just a little bit better every day. Be it my speech, my intellect, my action, my emotion, something just to make me better than the man I was yesterday. There's so much time wasted. Next thing you know, a few months go by and we're the same, and it's because we don't know how to put off this constant need to feel now. It's tough, right? We just want to feel good now. And then in the long run, we feel bad. But if you can switch that, I guarantee you'll see a tremendous amount of growth. If you can just feel terrible now and then delay that, you'll feel immaculate later on. I always talk about external validation and how it's so stupid. Like, everything that a lot of people do is literally to prove other people wrong. Like, just imagine this. Imagine you go to high school with somebody and they judge you and they say you're going to amount to nothing. And you graduate high school and you hustle and you keep that person in your head. And at your high school reunion, let's say you finally meet this person and you walk up to him and say, hey, I proved you wrong. Look at me. Look at this bank account. Look at my car. What do you think that person's response is going to be? Is it going to be, oh man, I'm so sorry? No, it's going to be, dude, it's been 10 years. You've been thinking about me for 10 years? Oh my gosh. Right? Like there's a line you have to draw where it's like, I don't care about the judgment of others. And this is not an excuse for you to act in a way that's inferior. If you know you're messed up, if you are messed up, if you've been messed up, if you just haven't amounted to anything, and if you know you can do better, this is not an excuse to say, screw it. I don't care what they say. I'm going to keep doing me. No. When you rationalize your own pathology and you try to justify your inadequacy and you try to create excuses and gray areas for the way you're behaving when you know it's not the best, that path leads to nothing but destruction. You have to look in the mirror and you have to say, well, okay, well, this is messed up about me. This is messed up about me. And this is messed up about me. Okay. And now I have to embark on this path of growth. And it's freaking lonely. And every day it's like a constant battle just to not slip back and be the person that you were yesterday. Because he's still there or she is still there. That weak, feeble human that couldn't give anything to the world nor the people that he or she loved. Like that person's still there. Like for me, that weak Thompson is still here. He will always be a part of me. The Thompson that wants to ruin his life is still here. The Thompson that wants to give up is still here. The Thompson that just wants to call it quits is still here. The Thompson that just doesn't want to do anything and amount to anything is still here. And every day is a constant tug of war between me and him. And I just have to win one day at a time. And on a long enough time horizon, I end up winning indefinitely. It's called eating the frog now, swallowing the glass now. Taking all of today's pain and trying to take as much as you can of tomorrow and say, okay, well, tomorrow I'm going to feel this pain, so let's just mentally prepare for that. And it's a repetitive cycle until one day that pain just diminishes. Either it diminishes or you just get good at dealing with it. You're like, oh, this again? Okay, easy. Just do this and this and this, right? You need to be strategic. Think of life as war. You're not at war with the world. You're at war with yourself. The darkest parts of yourself. And that person knows you through and through, knows your game plan, knows your weaknesses, knows your attack profile, everything. It's you. And you have to devise a strategic game plan to defeat this person. It's not your enemy, but it's you. We have vices, right? All of us do something that's destructive that we just enjoy. Is it alcohol? Is it drugs? What skeletons do you have in your closet? We all have vices, and you have to build a strategic game plan. For me, I saw that anytime that I indulged in my vices, I had free time. Every time, every single time, without fail, if I had free time, I would be a victim and I would fall victim and I would just indulge in my vices. Every time, man. Without fail. So what I had to do was say, okay, free time leads to boredom. Boredom leads to a desire to stimulate my mind. Since I'm bored, the amount of energy that I'm willing to exert is minimal, and so I want to stimulate my mind by doing anything that doesn't require a lot of energy. And so I will start drinking. And so to avoid all of that, just what's the root? It's free time. And so now let me occupy my time. I'm going to occupy my time. And so if I can occupy my time, I just won. And I need to do it again the next day, because if I have free time the next day, the same thing will happen. You have no idea the amount of growth you can experience if you just say, like, this is the day. Like, I got to figure it out now. Not tomorrow, now. Like right now. I'm not going to go to the gym tomorrow. I'm going to go now. I'm not going to open the book tomorrow. I'm going to go now. I'm not going to do research on whatever I want to do tomorrow. I'm going to do it now. And it takes an enormous amount of strength for you to sum up just to do that. And you have to carry that with you all the ways of your life, but you'll engrave this pattern to where it's like, another day. If you do it long enough, it becomes cyclical. It creates a permanent behavior change. It's the repetitive practice of something that creates a cycle. And if you can attach emotion to that repetitive practice, it will create a permanent change in behavior. That's what growth is. That's what progression is. Humans, we feel best when we progress. And Tony Robbins says, your life will change when the pain of staying the same outweighs the pain of changing. I got to a point in my life where I looked in the mirror and I said, I'm in so much pain because it's my fault and I've been the same person. I haven't changed and I feel so worthless. And I just have to do better. And you think that as you're doing better, you feel terrible, but as you do better, you feel amazing because you're progressing. If we don't see progress, we get defeated, unmotivated. Once we see progress, we're no longer defeated. We're not unmotivated. We're like, wow, look at me progressing. What? You start to feel good. I'm not saying that there's no ways to get there. I'm not saying that this is the only way. I'm just saying that this is what worked for me. I had to be really mean with myself, right? I couldn't just be nice to myself. Didn't work. Me being nice to myself made me complacent and content. When I was mean to myself, I used shame as a driving force to get me to change. I spoke negatively to myself. And in doing so, was I able to take action. It wasn't this positive talk and this mantra of being positive that got me to change. No, none of that. It was so much built up anger and pain and so much nights of just wanting to call it quits. It was so much agonizing, distraught, and it was all my fault. And I said, I can't be this way forever, man. I'm going to end up just like my father. You have no idea how much your life can change if you just start now. Baby steps if you have to. You don't have to dive right in and go full force. You just have to go, okay, well, step by step. If I can't run a mile today, how about I try walking a lap? And then the next day, it was like, okay, I walked that lap pretty easily. How about another lap? Okay, now I could walk a mile. How about I try jogging a lap now? That was easy. The next day, let me try jogging a lap and a half. And you build momentum. And when you build momentum, you don't stop. When you have momentum, the amount of energy you have to exert decreases because it's just shh. You don't stop. Because if you stop and you break, now you have to accelerate all the way again. And the amount of energy you have to exert significantly increases. Once you build that momentum, once you start seeing progress, you don't stop, you keep on going, you stay focused, and you go, and go. You cannot stop once you have momentum. The moment you have momentum and you stop, it's game over. People in your life are going to say you've changed. It's because they don't know how to say you've grown, and it's okay. It's because in their life, they haven't grown, and they've seen so few people that actually have grown and have changed. It's so rare to them. And so when you grow, they're like, oh, you changed. That's weird. That's not you, man. I remember you being this way. Are you trying something new or something? Oh, I get it. I mean, you'll figure it all out. But hey, just remember that this was you. They'll try to keep you caged in this little bubble. They have an image of what they want you to be. But you have an image of what you want to be. And so screw them. Like, screw them. It doesn't matter. There's nothing more pathetic, or there's no bigger waste of time than trying to justify your actions to people who have lives that you don't freaking want. It's a quote from Alex Hormozy. It's no bigger waste of time. Why am I going to tell you and try to justify what I'm doing to you? Look at your life. I don't want to be anything like you. I don't. So I'm going to do what I want to do. And you keep doing what you want to do. And they'll hit you with the, oh, I would never want to be you. Hit them with, I know. Don't be offended. Don't be like, why? Be like, I know. You probably wouldn't be able to take it either. It's a lot of pain, man. It's a lot of grit. That's why not a lot of people win. But if anyone's going to win, it's going to be you watching this video. You're definitely going to win. I've never regretted investing into myself. I've never regretted trying to become a better version of myself, being mentally more capable, more intelligent, being more in tune with how I feel and understanding myself, and being more courageous and brave and just being a warrior. I never regretted it. The more I put into myself, the better I become. And the better I become, the easier it is for me to tackle on the tragedies that come with living. There's a saying and it goes, we trade our time for money. We trade our health for money. And one day we use our money to buy back time and health. And so in the early stages, you're going to be chasing all this money. So I have this framework where it's like, okay, what would 90-year-old Thompson do? If I'm going to not care about money, then I should probably detach from money now. So to me, money is a game, and it's just like, it's fun, nice number. Let's find out how to get more of it. It's fun. I don't value it. It's whatever. It'll come, but I'm not so invested and attached to money. 90-year-old me would probably not care about impressing anyone, so I don't care about impressing anyone now. 90-year-old me probably wouldn't care about people's ridicule or judgment, so I don't care now. 90-year-old me probably would have wished that he took all the risks, even if it caused him to fail. So I take all the risks now. 90-year-old me probably would have wished that I had more beautiful stories to tell to my grandkids. So I go through things now and I put myself through things and I enjoy difficulties so that I can have those stories to tell. 90-year-old me would probably not seek external validation, so I don't seek it now. 9-year-old me probably would have wished that he could have done something for the world or just people, and so I try to do something for the world or people now. And so whatever 9-year-old me would rather do, that's what I do now. You're not a product of your environment. You can be, and it's the likelihood of you being a product of your environment is a lot higher. But you can break that programming if you're just mindful and aware enough. If you're in a space that with people that only talk about cars, well, you end up talking about cars, yeah. But if you have no way out and you don't want to talk about cars, you can stay focused on what you want and just not engage in that conversation. Anytime they talk about cars, be like, whatever, and stay focused. It's difficult, but it's not impossible. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of anything. I was so afraid of failing. I just didn't want to look in the mirror and say I couldn't do it. Like I said, it used to be one of those things where it's like I don't want people to look at me like a loser, but I don't care anymore because they wouldn't take the leap. Like they would not take the leap that I took. They would not take the risk that I took. They would not make the sacrifices that I made. And so it doesn't matter if they see me as a loser because if they were in my shoes, who knows if they would have done the same thing. I'm so afraid of just not being the man that I've always wanted to be. So every day that's a reminder that, hey, you have to do better. Please, for yourself. You're going to be a father one day, and you're going to have a wife and a loving family and a beautiful, gorgeous family. You owe it to them to be the foundation of the home so that they don't have to suffer because of your damn inadequacy, because of your damn terrible decisions you made earlier, because of your damn weakness. Like, I can't imagine that. It's so scary to me. And so I go, and I keep going. And I keep going. Because you have no idea how capable you are when you push your back against the wall. I have a framework that really helps me sometimes, and it's if I don't want to do something or if I'm about to do something that I shouldn't do, I kind of picture a pistol pointed at my mother's head and a bullet flying straight through her skull, blood splattering everywhere, and her body collapsing on the pavement. And all I had to do was just do it. So if I don't want to go to the gym, I'll kind of picture that, and it'll kind of snap me back. And I could have saved her if I just went to the gym. If I'm about to give up today, I'll imagine that, and I'll snap back, and I'll say, okay, let me just get through today. Today's tough, let me just get through it, and new start tomorrow. That's called using fear as leverage. That's the thesis of my whole book that I'm working on. Using things that seem to be detrimental and has no purpose and it doesn't serve us, taking it and saying, okay, this is a power. How can I use it as leverage? Fear can cause people, fear is so tremendous and so powerful that it will cause people to never take action ever. What if we can take fear, take it over here, use it, push the lever down on it and say, now is the reason I do take action. Instead of being so afraid to take action, what if it's the fear of not taking action? So now you have this power and it becomes your propelling. And that's when you push your back against the wall and say you have no choice. Right? It's called inversion to a degree. It's taking something and just saying, okay, what can I do with it and turn it over here? And fear is a big one. And so if you have the fear of failure, you'll never stop because you don't want to fail. But if you have the fear of failure, you probably will never try because you're scared of failure. You see how powerful that is? So it doesn't have to be something that's detrimental and It doesn't have to be something detrimental and something that's very destructive. It can be something that leads to your progression. Use fear as leverage. There's an idea that not everyone can be an entrepreneur. There's an idea that you have to be born for it. I completely disagree. You just have to be taught to behave like an entrepreneur behaves. You don't have to be born for anything. You can call the shots. Will life go exactly how you want it? No, but you can call the shots. You have that power. It's a gift. You have that wiggle room. You just haven't been taught to behave that way. So you have to learn to behave that way. And you will end up thinking, moving, acting like an entrepreneur. And then you will become an entrepreneur. People that have old school parents have learned to behave and act and walk in a way where it's school, a degree, and security. They don't know anything else. So I think they were born for that. I'm born to be a nurse. No, you were taught to think that way. You can completely teach yourself to behave and think in a different way. You can. You're not limited to that. We don't become our environment. We don't become our circumstances. We become our beliefs. So if you can believe it, you can see it, even if the image is low resolution, but you can kind of see it in here. And you have enough courage, and if you're brave enough to do something to get one step closer, it'll freaking happen. Don't waste your life and then look back and say, well, damn, I could have. Oh my gosh, it's too late now. Start now. Who cares what people have to say? So what? It's your life. You're going to have a family one day, and that's all that's going to matter. So do it for them. Not for you. And if doing it for you helps, then do it for you. And if doing it for them helps, then do it for them. If you already have a family, there you go. Baby steps. You don't have to dive right in. Take it easy on yourself, man. Celebrate your wins. It'll reinstate the fact that this is why I'm doing everything. When you achieve something, celebrate it. And it'll make you want to achieve more because you get to celebrate even more. Try not to be alone. You can have seasons of isolation and solitude, but you're not meant to be alone your entire life. You're meant to have good people by your side, a network, a team. Don't try to do everything on your own. Lone wolves eat scraps. That's why they run in packs. Wolves, they run and they hunt in packs. The lion, he's alone. But it takes a certain type of individual to be that lion. But not even the lion is alone. Don't get too caught up in trying to understand what life is. You will only figure out the meaning of life at the moment of death. And hey, if you can figure it out now for yourself, good. To me, I think the meaning of life is to make the necessary decisions that you want to make, and you don't get the luxury of looking back and regretting it. If I want to go to the carnival or if I want to go to the gym, If I choose the gym, I don't get to regret going to the carnival. There will always be the what if. Like, what if I went to the carnival? But no, I get to say, no, I chose the gym. That's all we get to choose in life. We get to choose our regrets. If I go to the carnival, then there will always be a what if I went to the gym. You get to choose that. So choose carefully. You have to choose your regrets. You have to say, okay, well, I'm going to go this route. And if it goes well, then it's going to go well. And if it doesn't go well, then damn it, I'm going to keep trying. But there comes a time when you will hit a wall, and it's not because you're not trying hard enough. It's because you have to look elsewhere. If you are the best chef on planet Earth, but you're trying to sing and your voice is terrible, I mean, wake up. Like, do what you're gifted at. This is why I hate purpose. You have to figure out your gift, and then you can embark on a path that's like, everything's just flowing. You enter the state of flow, where you just go. Yeah, there'll be bumps and bruises, but it's making sense, and you're seeing it. You're like, huh. And people are telling you, and you're like, huh. So you open your eyes, you're like, huh. This is the path for me. Takes a lot of courage, man. Not a lot of people can do it, but everyone can. Not everyone will. Don't be those people that hate their lives and the only joy they find is making other people suffer the same way they do. Those are the basement dwelling people that live with their parents, that just scroll through social media and they just hate, and 9 times out of 10 it's a fake account. Like those are the most, those people are in the most pain and they suffer the most. So much so that they don't even have the courage and strength to change their lives, and so now they're just trying to find a way to feel, and that makes them feel. Don't be that. Be the person that inspires, because you can, I promise. Be the person that gives hope to people. Be the person that can give someone comfort. Be the person that is better than the person that you were yesterday. Be more like that. Be more like that person. And the moment you become more like that person, your life will change in ways that you couldn't even imagine. You have no idea. You'll see for yourself, man. Right before your eyes. Trust me. But it all starts with saying that I can't live like this anymore. You have to say, I cannot live like this anymore. You have to be so angry at the situation you're in and say, you know what, I'd rather feel the pain of trying to do better than just go through this pain of just being the same person I've been all the years of my life. And that's when you can catapult and change. But it starts there. And from there, the world becomes your oyster. And you can take down all the enemies and you'll look back and say, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I took the leap. I'm glad I made the risk. I took that risk. I'm glad I made that decision. No one's ever regretted having a beautiful story to tell. You have a story to tell. You're going to tell your kids one day. You're going to inspire so many people. Start now. It's tough, right? I know. I get it. I really do. Every day is a battle. Every day I want to give up. Every day I'm fighting the old version of Thompson. Every day. You have to learn how to really enjoy playing. It's a game after all, man. That's what life is. It's a game. You got to really enjoy playing it. The people that enjoy playing will achieve more than the people that just want to win. The people that want to win are focused on winning. The people that enjoy playing will continue to play. To a degree, they're both powerful. If you can integrate the two, you become this machine. Screw balance. Ugh. If you have the luxury of being balanced, do it. But if you want to achieve more and you want to win and you want to scale, there is no balance. I'm so annoyed at all of the you need to have a balanced life and this. Yeah, balance is important, but when you're dead broke and you can't give anything to your family members and you can't take care of the people that you love and you've amounted to nothing and you look in the mirror and you're inferior and you're the worst version of yourself and you're a victim to your vices and you're a terrible human being, you don't get the luxury of saying, I need balance. You need an imbalanced life right now so that you can grow, so that when you grow, you have the courage to identify what needs to be balanced. Because now if you're messed up and you want balance, you will be content and you will stagnate, complacent. There is no balance in the early stages. That's later on. That's a luxury for later on. Not in the early stages. You have to get used to the imbalance. You have to get used to this constant up and down, up and down, up and down. Until you can see that it's one directional. And it's like, okay, after all those up and downs, I see a movement and I see a pattern and it's just up, 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 up. But you have to get there first. And until you get there, you can't really say, well, no, it's important because if I'm not balanced, I won't. Then you're not going to win. Kobe Bryant wasn't balanced. Michael Jordan wasn't. David Goggins wasn't. It was just sheer freaking brute force. That's all it ever will be. Just go and attack. And attack. And attack again. That's what it is. You owe it to yourself to become the best version that you can be. Because if you die, you're going to be presented with the image of a person, and it will be you, and you won't recognize this person, and it'll be all the best parts of you. And you're like, damn, I could have been that person. And you don't want that regret. Good luck, man, to all my warriors here. Good luck. One day at a time, right? Good luck, man. Good luck. You got it. If anyone believes in you, it'll be me. And if anyone should believe in you, it should be yourself. You owe it to yourself, man. Good luck. Meet me at the top. I'll see you there. Because trust me, victory is oh so sweet, and the view up there is a whole lot better. Because then you just get to look down at the crowd. And some will cheer you on, some will boo. But at least the noise is significantly reduced because you're up there. To you, it's just white noise. You can't really hear them. But they get to watch you. See you there. Meet me there. Got a long way to go, man. Got our whole lives. I'm 24. I don't know how old you are. I got my whole life. And if I end up dying in a year, doesn't matter anyways. I'm dead. None of this matters. Nothing. So hey, until it doesn't matter, make it count. You might as well. All right? Keep fighting.